YouTube, how's it going? My name's Lee, and today I'm going to let you guys know what I thought of Mickey 17, the new film from Bong Joon Ho, and I will let you guys know what I thought about it after we take a quick look at this trailer.
On Earth, nothing was working out, and I wanted to get the hell out of there.
You're applying to be an expendable? You read through the paperwork.
Yeah. I should have read through it.
That's it. Mickey, deep breaths, fill your lungs. Imagine there's an unknown virus in the air,
and you're sucking in every single microscopic particle floating around.
all the viruses.
So good?
There really was an unknown virus in the air. Lethal one?
See you tomorrow.
All right, so that was a quick look at Mickey 17, the trailer. Like I said earlier, it is a new film directed by Bong Joon Ho, based on a book by Edward Ashton, and it stars Robert Pattinson, Steven Yeun, Naomi Ackie, Toni Collette, and Mark Ruffalo. And so I actually really liked this movie. Funny enough, I did pick up the book to read it before the film, and I got about 40 or 50 pages in, and I realized just from seeing the trailer, I was like, I think this is going to be a pretty close adaptation. At least I thought so anyway. I think so anyway. I don't know. I haven't finished the book. I'm literally, I picked it up like pretty much as soon as I got home from the movie theater, which is, you know, probably a good sign, right? But yeah, this is a sci-fi, I don't want to say epic, but more like a sci-fi comedy. Like I said, I had a really good time with this one. I think Bong Joon Ho, he's one of those filmmakers where no matter what he does, you can always kind of feel his influence behind the camera. He's a very quirky filmmaker, has a lot of fun. Even in his more serious films, he's very playful in behind the camera. Like Parasite, I think has some legitimately very funny moments despite the movie being pretty serious. And I know like some people have an issue with those kind of tonal shifts, but for me they work really well. And in Mickey 17, he's doing the same thing. I will say this is mostly a comedy with some drama, I would say anyway. But I think like the overall story of what he's doing here with Mickey, a lot of the themes he's tackling, and there's a lot of stuff all going on in this kind of like soup of a movie. There's a lot of different things he's blending together here. I think some of it works better than other stuff. For example, there is kind of like a love triangle situation in this film that like gets dropped pretty much as soon as it's introduced, which I found really interesting, you know, because like why even start this up if it's not really anything? And, you know, it's stuff like that. But once again, I think it's just a really fun movie. I had a really good time with it. Robert Pattinson's performance in this is spectacular as Mickey 17, as well as like all the other Mickeys. One of the fun things they do in this film is they tackle like how each Mickey kind of has like like a certain personality trait is amplified, kind of sorta. So like for example, one Mickey's really angry, the other Mickey's very timid, and you know, I think that makes for a really fun thing to go here. The other person who I really liked in this movie, there's two actually, was Mark Ruffalo, who plays this like loser senator who lost these elections and stuff, and is like pretty much a bumbling buffoon, whose wife, played by Toni Collette, is actually smarter than him and kind of sort of the brains behind the operation in a lot of ways. But because she's not as like, maybe she's not as charismatic or something, who knows? I don't really know. They don't get too much into it. But, you know, he's like kind of like the leader of this expedition. He wants to leave Earth because basically he's a big loser on Earth. And actually, that's kind of sort of like why a lot of people on this ship are headed to this new planet, the planet of Niflheim, which is a very cold, kind of barren wasteland, actually, that, you know, they're all kind of sort of, they've either made mistakes or they're just a bunch of losers. And I find that very interesting. And Mark Ruffalo, some people are going to think his performance is too much, there's too much of a caricature, he should have been more serious with it. But I think he fits the tone of the movie perfectly. Lately with Mark Ruffalo, between this and Poor Things, this man's been killing it lately. I mean, this man is responsible for some of the biggest laughs I've had in a movie theater, like for the last, what 2-3 years, man? I mean, the dude's killing it. And his performances are always spectacular. So he definitely deserves his flowers for this film, as does Robert Pattinson. But also, I really like Naomi Ackie in this. Her role could have just been boiled down to like the typical girlfriend role. But because of how she plays her character, she plays it with so much like nuance, as well as like intensity. She's a very intense person, and I just thought her performance was pretty spectacular. As far as how it is directed, it is directed spectacularly, I feel, by Bong Joon Ho. I don't think he's missed a step at all. I've seen some people say that this is a step down after Parasite. I think this is just him kind of like relaxing a little bit after Parasite, letting loose a little bit. Maybe he'll make a more serious film after that. Maybe he'll make 2 or 3 more movies that are a little bit more relaxed. One of the things that I found interesting about this movie is that it is kind of sort of relaxed. It doesn't have like a super fast, brisk pace that a lot of other filmmakers would have come into this and just like the pace would have been quicker. Probably it would have been like a little more breakneck, maybe more like jokes, hitting here and there. But this is a lot more relaxed. As a matter of fact, when I left it, I got strong feelings of like it's kind of like a hangout movie. You kind of just get to hang out with Mickey and the rest of the crew for like 2 hours, I think is how long this was. And I actually really liked that a lot. And because of that, you get to learn a lot about each character, as well as like their circumstances. And they do a lot of really good bits. The science team in particular has lots and lots of good bits and gags and stuff. I really liked the guy. I can't remember his name, but he was in Mindhunter as the big scary guy in the that they interrogated sometime or interviewed sometimes. I can't remember his name in that show either because it's been so long since I watched it. So I'll put a picture up on the screen of him. He's a really great actor. He's having fun in this as well as this kind of like really like head of the science operation, but he's also really afraid of Mark Ruffalo's character because he's in charge, and if you disobey him, you're dead basically. So yeah, I think this whole movie like really comes together in a really good way. And it's interesting to see that audiences aren't really connecting with this film, especially because I feel like this is as mainstream as Bong Joon Ho can get before he really loses his like what makes his films uniquely Bong Joon Ho. I think you take any more, you mainstream this out anymore, and it's no longer a Bong Joon Ho movie, and it's just like a pretty standard, big budget blockbuster comedy. And I like Bong Joon Ho a lot. His style's fun. He's very quirky, like I said. Even with stuff like Snowpiercer, which is like a very serious movie, he's always finding like really fun, like just cool things to do. And he does that in this as well. And some people might think this is just him revisiting his greatest hits or something like that. But you know what? Greatest hits albums rock. So, they're some of my favorite albums. Anyway, though, yeah, so I think I'm going to have to end up giving Mickey 17 4 stars out of 5. Like I said, I really, really liked it. I think like it's a little bit too all over the place at times, and I do really want to see it again. I think I might try to see it again, this time in IMAX on like Wednesday or something. I don't know why I'm saying that because it's arbitrary based on the video, but I'm going to go see it again, I think, and just have myself a good time. And I really liked it a lot. So anyway, that is my review for Mickey 17. Please, if you have seen it, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of it. Or if you're planning on seeing it, let me know. And also, as always, I can't speak for some reason. Hit the like button, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I will have more videos on the way where I will see you all hopefully returning. All right, guys. See you in the next video. Peace.